welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the SP1C German light tank. This is the one that comes after the Leopard at tier 6. So I've just very recently got it fully upgraded, and these are just some of my takeaways from playing it. The worst things about it so far that I don't like is the power weight ratio. It doesn't accelerate very well, and it takes a while for it to get to its top speed. And when it gets to its top speed, it's not very fast. It also can't mount a vertical stabilizer, so it doesn't shoot in the move very well either. It has a 3-round clip with 180 pen and 240 damage, so that part's nice, but snapshotting really isn't the forte of this vehicle. Another drawback of the SP1C is that it doesn't particularly have a very high top speed. You can see, I'm not aiming my shots, and it's not particularly superly accurate with the gun handling. The clip takes about 20-ish seconds to reclip, but it is good for punishing the sides of Panthers. So I'm pretty much going to break this wall down one end. Do that, and then take a hit from something, and I'm going to shoot him again, and he's going to die. So we got the Panther, which is fantastic. But now it's just me and this Rudy. I'm looking around and going, oh, okay, everyone else is beat to hell. There's a Mutz with no hit points left, and he's managed to just get himself murdered against the M46. So it's pretty much time to get out. You can see accelerating out is barely getting into the 40s, struggling to get to 45, almost to 50, and I won't get out of the 50s because it doesn't really go faster than 50. So yeah, it's just not very fast and it doesn't accelerate very well, but the view range is fine. You can play it as a passive or an active scout. That's not a problem. You can get in and you can do your clip potential 750 because you do about 240 a shot. See, the accuracy isn't fantastic. I think it's like 0.36, 0.38. So you're not going to be getting really a lot of sniper awards with it either. So moving up, you can see that our Panther pretty much just hid in the back, decided not to really play, while the rest of his team died on this flank. So decided to come back and see what I could spot, maybe coming across this field or through the middle of the map. The turret's really quick and it's got a traverse speed of about 44. I found that the aim time is, I don't know, I think it just blooms a lot, maybe. I decided, okay, I can shoot at an IS-3, or I can shoot the side of a line. Definitely going to pick the side of a line any day of the week. I haven't found that I really ever load the heat rounds in the thing. The 180 pen, you can see, is enough to go through the side of an almost, I don't know, he wasn't flush or anything, but pretty good side shots on the line. Did 750 damage to him. So pretty good result there. The match was kind of even here. They had an IS-3 left. He was pretty beat up, but their M46 was pretty healthy. They also had a Tiger left, KV-85, and a Hellcat. We had a Yag Panther 2, Yag 88 Panther. A bunch of guys that doesn't even look like they were left base, which is fine, because I don't think any of their campers left base either. So one of the best places for a light tank to go in this map when it's a little more thinned out is underneath this bridge. Kind of work your way under a ridgeline, and unfortunately for me, I got spotted. I knew I got spotted because I could see that it popped up for me. So I don't have Sixth Sense, which is another huge detrimental factor to driving a light tank. It's really horrible to not have this, and I knew I was spotted, so I just decided to cram myself up as much as I could underneath this bridge because I knew artillery would probably shoot at me. Wait for it. There you go. Look at that. Look at that accuracy. That would have landed right on top of me. So that MKR, or the M4, I just call it the MKR, but carrier is pretty beat up. He's only got 120 hit points left. One of the other things that I found with the SP1C is that whenever it gets hit, like some light tanks, maybe not all of them, people die. People die a lot. It's almost worth carrying like a couple first aid kits to try and heal everybody whenever you get hit by anything. When there's a large gust of wind, I find sometimes the gunner just passes out and gets a little lightheaded. Because my commander was dead, I couldn't even spot that leopard. I had no idea where he was. He was somewhere in the back there. Yes, not having Sixth Sense, very detrimental. So I was hoping this Panther would just drive up and either shoot the MKO or get him to shoot so we could just blast him and move on. But he just refused. He wanted to sit there and he didn't want to take a hit. He was only going to take 200 damage from this guy and he just wouldn't do it. So then the leopard drives over and then it makes him retreat back again. So now he's down at 330 and instead of being able to do something, he's like gonna cower in the back some more. So now I have more hit points than him, so I'm just going to come back around the other side, now that I know the leopard isn't to my right, because I actually have a better idea of where he is. I'm going to pull up into this tree that's not going to really give me any cover. Get spotted, and using the gun depression, which is actually quite good at -10, managed to take out that guy, but now my driver's dead and my commander's dead, really only the gunner's alive. The tank gets even more lethargic. Now you think at this point that I'm bashing on it, but I kind of like it. It's got its drawbacks, but if I had to say, do I want to drive this or the Bulldog, I'd pick the Bulldog because I like the aim time and the clip potential is like 1500, which is retarded. And the T-71 is, I like the shot velocity of its rounds because it fires APCR. And it also has decent gun depression. And one of the things that is nice about this is it's pretty small. And the gun depression is great over the front and the sides. But with the dead commander, I'm going to have a problem spotting either one of these clickers. Drop it up here. He was like sitting in the open to the right, I think. Either in that bush or... yeah, either way, with the dead commander, I couldn't spot anything that was like 100 meters away. So I was driving back and forth, seeing what I could spot. Not really spotting anything. And the Panther didn't want to move in because he's the Panther. So I'm moving up again. And it took me to get within like what, 50 meters? Because he was right back there. So I ended up spotting him. Start aiming in. Again, the aim time is not that great, but end up taking the S51 out, and then the M44, he was somewhere around A8, right around there. So in general, I don't mind the SP1C. Now that it's fully upgraded, I know its limitations. I know you really have to pick and choose your battles, because once you go in, sometimes you don't have the ability to go get back out because it's not fast enough to do so. And so since a lot of other vehicles and even some higher tier medium tanks are as faster as you or faster, you really got to watch what you do, because you can't get away like if you were in a Bulldog or an RU or even a T-71's faster than this. You've got to be really careful about what you choose to do and what you choose to engage. It's also so light that if you try and get in behind heavy tank destroyers, they can often push you up against buildings and crush you to death now with the new physics, and that's something you also got to watch out for. People die in it quite frequently. But, I mean, the gun is pretty good. I like that it does 240 a shot, which is kind of cool. It's kind of like a halfway in between a T-71 and a 1390. You got half the amount of bullets, but you don't have a 40-second reload. But at the same time, it's nowhere near as fast, and probably, I don't know if it's as versatile as an outright killing machine like a Bulldog or a 1390. It's probably better as a flanker and supporting light tank. And I run it with optics. I don't run it with binoculars because I prefer to try and kill stuff in my light tanks, but that's just the way I like to play. But in general, not a bad vehicle, not great. I'm looking way more forward to the RU because I think it's exactly what I like, because I like the Leopard prototype a lot. I like the Leopard a lot. and I think the RU is just more or less like that, but sneakier. Another thing that really harms my ability to play this tank properly is I didn't have a great crew for it. Like I started a crew, my Leopard, and only got them through the Leopard and the VK-28. So they had zero camo crew on the three dudes that are driving it. So not not really very stealthy. I think the concealment ratio number was only about 16 from what I remember. That could probably get up into the high 20s if I actually had camo on any of my dudes, but instead I took Sixth Sense and Smooth Ride and Snapshot. So I really kind of hamstrung myself there with being sneaky, but those are the next three skills I'll take with those crew members. But what'll probably end up happening with SP1C is this crew will probably hop out of this vehicle, drop back down into the looks because I have a really good crew in my looks, and I'll move my looks crew up into the RU, hopefully with the same amount of crew members, because that's always annoying when you go from the Leopard, which has more crew members, to this thing, which has three, and then back up to more, which was what the RU has. So it's kind of fragmented and annoying, but you got to deal with it. Everyone has to deal with it. So yeah, SP1C. It's I never drove the Awful Panther, so I don't know if it was any good, but this isn't the worst tank in the world. Got its pluses, got its minuses. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. This was a 2800 damage game, high caliber, 4 kills. Only a first class, but that's pretty good for a light tank doing the most damage in a tier 8 game. Not the worst case scenario. Not this tank doesn't perform anywhere near as well against tier 10s, but if you only have to beat on tier 8s, it's actually pretty good with its 180 pen. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.